Hello and welcome to Reminiscences. Today our guest is Alhaji Aliko Mohammed, Iyan Misau, who has been one of the first 2 or 3 chartered accountants from northern Nigeria, and therefore spent a lot of his time in the corporate world, chairman of many companies, including the NICON Insurance, the Daily Times, and he capped it all with being the president of the Nigerian Stock Exchange, which is the organization that handles the affairs of the registered or the blue chips companies in Nigeria. Lately, he has been the chairman of Arewa Consultative Forum, where he has led the effort to find solutions to the problems we continue to have in northern Nigeria. Alhaji Aliko, I want to welcome you to the program.
Thank you very much.
It appears in the beginning as if you are not going into finance because you, after, I believe, Bauchi Middle School, you went to the School of Hygiene in Kano. I don't know how that came.
At that time, it is your emir who decides where you go. There are 4 of us who were leaving middle school then. He said one of us, who is actually within the family of the emir, to go and become a clerk, so that he will be in the Emirate Council. And my brother was to go to School of Arabic Studies because of our background of being imams, and our family have been imams of Misau over 200 years. So he was to go there. Musa was to go and become a teacher. And the 4th one, me and my brother, Musa and the 4,
Right.
they choose for us where to go.
Right.
So you have no idea, you are just told go there and so on. When I went to the School of Hygiene, we take exams every 6 months. So to prove that it's not that I cannot do it, so I stayed there for 6 months, passed the exam, became number 2. And then I just gave later notice and left, and then joined the USC. This is
Yeah. So UAC then, for a young, educated northerner, is quite unusual. Normally people will go to the civil service, to administration. Yes. Why UAC?
Well, at that time, USC really was attracting young northerners. They have just built a headquarters in Kano, Gidan Goldi, they call it. And it is so very nice to work there, people to work there. And then their pay is also much higher than the civil service.
Yeah.
So that's why I went there.
Yeah. So how did you end up going to the UK to study chartered accountancy?
You see, then from USC, they sent me to outstations. I was in Ringim for 2 seasons. And then at last I found it really, I like to work in the civil service. So I applied, and I was sent to the Treasury. Minister of Finance then was Treasury.
This Northern Regional
The
Government.
regional treasury, here in Kaduna. And I was there for 3 years. And then I left and went to Barclays Bank. Then they were employing northerners, and their salary also was very high. So it is from there, then I went to Gaskia Corporation as an assistant accountant. Gaskia Corporation sent me to UK to study chartered accountants. And they are the ones who sent me to UK. With the promise that when I come back, I will take over from the expatriate chief accountant and secretary of the corporation.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah. Accountancy or chartered accountancy, yes, has a reputation of being very difficult, even now. So how are you able to cope in those days from the civil service?
In my school days, mathematics was my best subject. And so I applied to the certified accountants then. They gave me intermediate, so that I can go straight and start with intermediate. I will not do the preliminary. So that is actually why I chose. Accountancy is not difficult. People are just afraid of it, just like any other. It's not even as difficult as engineering. It is just that you work with figures, you work with money. And normally people run away from this.
How many people were there like you then who were chartered accountants?
There was none.
Yeah.
There was none. When I became chartered accountant, late Nazirin Kasena, Hamza Zayad was the only one.
So that makes you one of the two in northern Nigeria. Now, many of the northern companies, NNDC, NNIL, you are financial controller, you head a... But these are companies that apparently did well in the past, but they have now all more or less crumbled. I don't know why this happened.
Well, the northern government under the late Sarrana really were very interested in developing northern Nigeria. And they created the Northern Regional Development Board. That was the beginning of NNDC. And then later on, they team up with the British government, to form an NNIL, Northern Nigeria Investment, which I worked on both of them.
Yes.
And really, that the NNIL was investment only. They take on the investments that NNDC have done, which are with foreigners and so on, and they are doing very, very well. So actually that was, and they were paying NNDC 50% dividend every year. So it was a very good investment.
But then what happened? Why did these companies fail, more or less? Do you have a perspective on that?
The NNDC was formed to do this. They came with investment to foreigners. As of now, foreigners are not coming to this country to do investment. And in any case, it also needs a lot of money for investment. You know that yourself. So the government itself hasn't got enough money to put in investment. And therefore, the foreigners are not bringing any money and so on. So really, that's why it failed.
From your perspective as one of our earliest chartered accountants who has been financial controller of these northern companies, why is the North having challenges running businesses?
Well, one of the main reasons, in my view, is really our background. In the North, we do not know business. We do not know trading, apart from people from Kano. We are a little part of Katsina as well. Nobody knows about business, and therefore we don't run it well, and therefore they make losses, and therefore as you make losses, it is only a matter of time because you hold on.
But what is your experience? You are also a businessman. What businesses have you run, and what has been the lesson from that?
Well, actually, NNDC has done quite a lot for this country because they have teamed up with foreigners to do 4 textile mills, 4 or 5 in fact. Kaduna Textile with the British, Arewa with the Japanese, the Chinese also came.
UNTL?
UNTL, and also now we have got also a businessman from Pakistan, Northern Nigeria Textile, the Northern Textile Mill, and so really those were very successful at that time, and they were paying a lot of dividends to the NNDC. NNDC is doing thriving very well. Eventually, when they went away, then there was no business, therefore things crumpled, and then you see now it's what it is actually.
What's your own experience in running your own private business? Have you run any, and what's been the experience?
Oh, yes, I did, and I do run businesses. You see, people think that business is only you put in money, but the most important is management. You must make sure that your investment, you are doing the right thing, and you are supplying the market what they require. And therefore, if you make money, you don't spend it overnight. You have to spend some and leave some and so on. But from our background, we do not do this. When we receive money, you think that actually that's all you can. You have to spend it and so on. That actually is our problem.
So which private businesses have you run, and what have been the lessons? What can you tell us, the younger generation, about the challenge of that?
Well, first of all, Nigeria has a problem of we do not believe in made in Nigeria goods.
Yeah.
We rather go and buy from abroad. And you buy from abroad with dollars or pounds or yen or whatever. And you have to generate that. If you don't, it is the government that generates by selling oil that you have to take the foreign exchange to do that sort of thing. But actually the main problem is that in Nigeria, we like buying foreign things. For example, if there is a new car, that time Mercedes was there. The latest Mercedes, after 6 months, it has been, you will see it in Nigeria. So we do not cherish working, buying Nigeria goods. So as a result, if you don't buy those goods, who will buy it then? And so
did you make some Nigerian products, and you had difficulty selling them in the market? Were you involved with any manufacturing or any production?
Yes, you see, what I'm saying is Nigerians normally do not buy made in Nigeria goods. They rather buy abroad. If you look at that time, even the shadda we wear, so the shadda, of course, is imported. But we have textile mills, although they are not producing this sort of thing, but the Nigerians do not buy them. So it is only the Nigerians who cannot afford it that will go and buy it, and so on. That actually is the main reason.
Yeah. What advice will you give young people? Because we now actually exhort young people. We say, look, don't rely on government job. Don't wait. Start your own business. And here you are, one of our earliest, really, corporate gurus. So what advice will you give to younger people?
The problem is, first, Nigeria is very, very lucky. It has got the population. It has got capital. And really, if Nigerians will buy Nigerian, there is no problem at all. But I don't know whether because of our background or whatever it is, Nigerians prefer to go and buy things abroad. So they do not buy the things that we have. They are inferior what we produce necessarily, because they will not be like what you can import. But at the same time, as you go on, you will improve, and then the quality will improve and so on. But then that is our problem. We we like to start from the top, and we don't worry about how to get to the top.
How did you break into the corporate world of Lagos? You are chairman of many companies, eventually stock exchange. How did that all happen?
Well, you see, I was appointed the chairman of insurance.
NICON,
yes. Called then. I was only 32, 33. And then I went in, and then I joined the Nigerian Stock Exchange. And became a council member at a very, very young age. And that's why it was easy really to rise. To rise.
Yeah, but you are chairman of also, I believe, Bank of the North at some point?
I was chairman of Bank of the North for 10 years.
Yes.
And Bank of the North, as you know, is owned by 10 northern states at that time. So we could say now 17 northern states, 19 northern states now. But it was owned by and marketing board. I was a member of the marketing board then. So they nominated me as a director of the Bank of the North. And then director of the Bank of the North, then actually late Waziri Ibrahim was the chairman. When politics was opened, he left and started his own political party. So I was appointed as the chairman of the bank, and I was there for 10 years.
Yes. One appointment that surprised many people that you had to explain, and I remember in the newspaper, is about the Daily Times, chairman Daily Times. I think people thought that as a chartered accountant, the appointment came at the same time as the Muchuroma to the central bank.
Same day.
Yes, same day. So people thought there was a mix-up. You were supposed to go to the central bank and he to the Daily Times.
Well, I do not know how or what actually was the thinking of the then president, then head of state.
Murtala Mohammed.
Murtala Mohammed. Actually, I myself thought that the best place I should go is the central bank. But he said I should go to the Daily Times. Whereas Adam Chiroma has been all along. First of all, he studied history in the university, and then you appoint him as the governor of the central bank.
And he was in New Nigeria for so long. He was MD of New Nigeria.
He can't even read a balance sheet. To be the apex governor of the central bank, you know that he couldn't do it anyway. So then he had to leave 1 year, in 1 year and so on. So but some people asked him, I don't know. They asked him, this is the anomaly. He said, well, both of them should go and have experience. So I don't know his reason for doing that. But I'm glad that I went there because it opened up my Nigerianness, looking at Nigeria and so on. I think that I learned quite a lot by going to the...
So was the experience difficult for you? I mean, chartered accountant here in the media, or did you...
I was the corporate, I was the chairman of the board.
The board, yes.
The newspaper, we have got the managing editor, we have got the editors, we have got this and so on. But you see, my problem was really that immediately I went there was a crisis. The head of state just dismissed the
managing director.
The managing director.
Yeah.
And appointed someone. They would have dismissed him and appointed someone. I'm new, he is also new, and then we had a crisis in that place. So, but things worked out. It worked well. I was there for 6 years, so it did work out.
One other experience you had with newspapers is that you are the chairman of these committee set up to revive the new Nigeria
Yes.
a few years ago.
Yes.
What happened? The new Nigeria isn't yet revived.
No, actually, late Arewa, when he was governor of Katsina, they appointed me later to look at the we did, and we wrote a report and so on. And we suggested at that time that new Nigerian, the NNDC should take, say, about 30%, and then the states should have the 70%. So that actually the new Nigeria, NNDC will be looking at it in a commercial sense, and then the governments will have their representatives and so on. But the governors, they do decide what they want.
So you never heard about the committee, what is the fate of the, and of course the new Nigeria is...
We wrote the report, we gave it to the governor. He discussed it with his colleagues. They didn't come back to us to tell us what it is, where we didn't know. So I wasn't interested in finding out.
Now, you're one of the few actually from your generation who spent so much time in the corporate world, and chairing companies, banks. Have you made a lot of money in this process?
You can't make money in being a board of director. First of all, there is a rule: you cannot borrow money from the bank with which you are a director unless you give 105% in collateral. You must give collateral. It's only now that I read that a chairman of a First Bank borrowed billions of money. Now, you can't do it. You cannot even borrow money from the bank unless you give 105% of collateral. So really that there were rules then, and they was followed properly. But it's not followed now. So I don't know really what is happening.
So after all these years in the corporate world, what do you do now in retirement?
I'm retired.
So what do you do? How do you've been retired for many years now?
I do nothing actually. I am always at home. If you see me going out now, it is on Friday that I'm going to the mosque, or actually that it is some very, very important reason they got. I do nothing. I'm completely retired.
Yes, but what do you do on a day-to-day basis? How do you spend your day, a typical day?
Well, you see, I have for the last 38, 40 years, I have been reading Quran every 14 days. Every 24 days, I will read the whole Quran. Then repeat again. So 38 years now, that's what I do daily. 2.5 in the morning, and 1.5 in 2.5 in the evening between Mangariba and Isha, and then in the morning 1. So I spend a lot of my time doing that, and I'm quite happy with it.
Yeah. What about hobbies?
I don't I'm 86. No, I have no other.
Okay. I mean, people say the elderly should, for example, do exercises and watch what they eat. So, I mean, do you do any of that?
I have a friend and a doctor. Dr. Abengwe is in Abuja at the moment. He has advised me that every morning that I go forward, and in my house, and you're showing me really in my sitting room, that I go from one side 20 times every morning, and I have been doing it dutifully since then, every day, and even today I did.
What of food? Is there, are you restricting yourself? Are there things you eat in order to stay healthy, or you just do what comes to naturally?
I've been advised that I should not eat beef. So I eat fish and chicken, like that, but no beef. So apart from that,
I remember somewhere you said you take, is it toast and eggs? Is it a daily thing you do?
Well, not now. Now really, it's I still eat toast every morning. Yes, but there is no special.
At 86, you are. I mean, I always marvel at your handshake is strong, your voice is strong, and the temptation is to think that you must be doing something, which you can share with us to keep healthy.
I told you really. Alhamdulillah. You see, this are just the gifts from God. You can't explain some of the things really. Apart from the walking, as I told you, which my friend really told me to do, I did not really do anything.
No farming, which is also the activity of the retired?
No, I have farms, but I'm not doing farming now. I have farms. Perhaps they have the biggest farm in Misau, Emirate.
So who takes care of it? Who takes care of it?
Oh, I have my children and my nephews.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. In terms of family life, it seems also you just had a wife and children.
8 children.
Yes, just one wife.
The one is a boy, and
Yes.
the other are girls.
Yes.
But happily, they are all professional. My eldest daughter is a medical doctor. She is also the Commissioner of Finance of this state, Commissioner of Health in this state. And before then, she was working with the United Nations. And she got a relief from them to work and so on. But Kaduna State cannot pay the dollars that she was being paid, so you could see that she had to sacrifice some of this. But certainly it's a pleasure to sacrifice this and so on. But
is she in Kaduna or Gombe? Is she in Gombe State? Is she commissioner in Gombe or Kaduna?
Kaduna State.
Oh, Kaduna State.
She's Commissioner of Health.
Okay. Okay, because I thought you are from Gombe State.
No,
so
I'm from Misau.
Bochi State is Bochi. Okay. In terms of travel, you are a widely traveled man. Which countries have you been that have been sort of interesting to you?
Well, as a Nigerian, always British is a very nice place for. First of all, you went there, you were a student. And then later you can go and afford the best of the
Hotels?
Best of the hotels. You can enjoy. So actually that because of happy memories that one studied there and so on, England. I do a lot of, because I have a lot of German friends and German businesses. Germany, yes. Only that I don't go to America. In the last 60 years, I only went to America once.
What about in Africa?
Huh?
Africa?
Oh, Africa, yes. I go to Egypt quite a lot. Ghana, I used to go to Ghana because I was involved in a company that the headquarters in Ghana. I was the chairman, but the headquarters is in Accra. So whenever we have a board meeting, we are over there and so on. Nigeria, I have been in Nigeria quite a lot. So.
One of the things you didn't mention, part of what I was talking about, your extracurricular activities after retirement, is your chairmanship of ACF.
Yes.
I don't know how you came about actually being chair of ACF.
You see, there was Northern Elders and there was late Abdullah Kenya was
Yes.
the chairman.
Yes.
I was deputy. There was Wazir in Katagum was heading another one, and so there were about 3 of them. So the Sultan, the late Sultan who died in the aircraft, suggested that why don't we all come together? And then he suggested the name ACF. And he suggested then a committee was appointed. We took 1 year to write the thing we did. And so I started first as, we were rotating on the 3 zones. I started as a treasurer. And then it was zone to northeast. Then when it came to the presidency, then it is actually I did only 3 years actually, because I took over from another northeast man, Mr. General Haruna. Yes, so this is actually.
Is the ACF really worth the trouble? Because it's been trying for years to unite the North, to give it direction, but it doesn't appear anything like that has happened.
Actually, it is. It is. The North is united. It's amazing, really, people who say that. The North really is divided. If you see, the East is only one tribe. It's got, you see, the West is only one tribe. But in the North, we have hundreds of tribes that we can come together and come together. It's amazing. It is actually.
So you are not worried about a splinter group like the Middle Belt Forum, who should have been part of ACF normally?
See, they were part of us, or they're still part of us, because actually this is politics. Some of the reasons, even within the North, I had problems with what we call Northern elders.
Yes.
Because the constitution of ACF says that every Northerner at the age of 16 could be a member of ACF. So therefore you can't say politics with it. But then my friends like Angu Abdullahi felt that they want to do politics with it. Or that but we can't do politics because every Northerner will, so you can't really say you would choose one political party and against the other. So this is actually what has happened. So really, they started their own, no objection to it, but they are not existing, but we are existing.
Yeah, but what good has it done? I think the issue is it's been there for so many years. Once in a while there are meetings in Kaduna, but as far as northern problems are concerned, they continue as if ACF doesn't exist.
We are not a government. What we do is we look at problems on this. First of all, whenever there is going to be an election, all the candidates that are in the North, we invite them. They come and we ask them to what is their plan for the North and what and so on. We did this for all of them. You see, we cannot do politics. We cannot. For the reasons I said above. So actually, we talk to them and we advise them, and we show interest in some people who are not. If they are not following what we think, then we show that we're not interested, and we do not support them and things like that. Yes.
What are your views on the current political situation in Nigeria? Are you alarmed by some of the things happening around us in Kaduna here and all over the country?
Nigerians, normally, Nigerians in politics, Nigerians start with, it's only in Nigeria that you've got 100 or 90 something political parties. In any part of the world, you cannot see this. You can have 2, 3, 5, or 10, but hundreds. I mean, so really that everybody who has got some money or has some influence, they would like to be the head of state. And therefore, his group would say they can do that. But if what you do is really to look at the people who said they're interested in running the country and see their background and see what they have done in the past. You can judge maybe they are not right or that really that being they don't even hope and so on. I'll give a simple example. Very recently we read with Adam. Federal government gave money to a state governor. And he took it and put it in a safe deposit, hoping to go and contest for the presidency. And this is billions. Now the EFCC traced this and took away the money. Now the state has lost this money, he has lost this money, and lost his prestige. Really.
You yourself tried to run for president once.
Yes.
How was the experience?
I told you earlier on that I was there in politics for one month. The reason, first of all, was that Babangida decided, for his own reason, that all the politicians should not contest. So people have said, okay, I should. So 1 month later, he decided that, okay, they should come back. But I saw that I cannot compete with my friends like later Damacho. He has gone round the country. He has got a basic structure, and how can I compete with him? And so on. So I went and told him.
That is Babangida.
Eh?
That's Babangida. You went to Babangida.
Yeah, I went to Babangida. I told him that I'm going to withdraw. And he said, my reasons for that and so on. And then he said, well, anyway, I should not advertise it, I should just leave. And which I did. I just withdrew, that's it.
So that is the end of your involvement with politics, or what about?
That's the end of mine.
How do you think the current president is doing?
First of all, I would consider he's a personal friend for more than 50 years. And Nigeria is a very complex country. He is doing his very, very best for this country. I believe really that anybody who does this, and particularly we in the north, should be grateful that he has come. I'll give you a simple example. During his predecessor's term, we were importing rice, 1 billion naira every day. Every day we bring in rice. At that time we have foreign exchange. We have oil was being bought and this sort of thing. And then we came to a time that now we don't have the oil, even the oil that we cannot do that. So he encouraged and financed way to buy rice, and then now we are self-sufficient with rice. That alone, he has done service to this country. That alone, because if we have no exchange to buy and we have no rice, we have no rice. God knows what will happen in this country.
So when you hear people complain about the government, about poor performance, what do you say to them? Is it that they are...
That's what I'm saying, really, that in the North we should be grateful for this man, because he encouraged, you go to Sokoto, Kabi, and talk to them about rice. They are doing rice 3 times a year. And now that we have sufficient rice, and that we are even thinking of exporting to our neighboring countries. So it's really that for people to say that, it's just unfortunate. But I mean, this is a practical thing.
How do you think we will continue to be having this good leadership? We were approaching 2023, and the noise is all over the place about who should contest, which region. What do you think we should do to keep things?
Buhari was not representing the North. He contested with all other Nigerians, and he eventually won the nomination and won the election. Anybody in any part of Nigeria wishing to contest should do the same. Contest and so open to non-Nigerians to do it. We should not say we should come from this area or that area. We're talking about the president of Nigeria, one of the wealthiest countries in the world. I mean, Nigeria is a very, very wealthy country. And really that to allow, to say anybody who says he is going to be a president without making sure that he can be the president, I think is a mistake.
But there's this tradition of zoning, which I believe even the ACF will support in terms of, let's say, when Yar'Adua left or died, and he had to be replaced by Jonathan, there were clamor that, look, after Jonathan has completed that term, the North should complete the 8 years of Yar'Adua. So is there no justice in saying let the position also go north-south?
Look, I think it is funny, particularly now that the Igbos are agitating to be the presidents of this country. The 8 million people. First of all, they are still clamoring for Biafra, which is a completely different to Nigeria, not this sort of thing. And then you can just say you will give that part leadership. If people want to be Nigerian, they are Nigerian president, they should be Nigerians. They should be Nigerians. So I don't know.
So are you saying that this notion of rotation or power shift should be abandoned completely? We should only select leaders based on merit, no matter where they come from.
This is what I believe in. But Donald Sokoto was not selected because he's from Sokoto. He emerged as a leader, and we know that he has worked for the North. And really, just to say that no, we should leave all this and you pick somebody from that area and so on. I don't think so.
Yeah, the argument is that Nigeria is so divided and the politics is not so settled that for a period we should allow this rotation so that we build the unity first before we open it up to merit.
I think it is the unity that brings the merit that will bring the unity. You see, it is the North. It has got more tribes, more diversity than the rest of Nigeria. It was ordered to build quite easily. The men from Maiduguri would be quite happy to see a Katena man being leader of this country. Or the men from Sokoto would be quite happy to see a Katena man from being a leader. I think really that to say that you rotate. The matter fact that when it comes to he wants to ensure that his own part therefore will enjoy it while he lasts, and then next time somebody else will come. I don't think it's fair. I think the presidency in any country should be on merit, not on going from one area to another.
So it won't surprise you if in 2023 a northerner says, look, I want to be president, after Buhari has done it for 8 years.
Yes. Why? I think Nigerians are going to vote. Let them vote for the person they want. Why do we have to say that you leave this, you go to another person?
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you for. Viewers, we've been speaking to Alhaji Aliko Mohammed, the Iyan Misau, elder statesman who has spent a lot of his life in the corporate world, but as you heard, has fairly strong views on politics. Until another edition of Reminiscences, thank you for joining us.